7:51 at Q95. Here with Bob and Tom. Good morning.
Good morning. 5 degrees, our current temperature.
Wow.
Had to double check that. It seems shocking, but true. Now, it'll be sunny today with temperatures in the lower 20s. The National Weather Service officially calling for snow tomorrow. Temperatures overnight in the 20s again, and tomorrow in the 20s and 30s with snow likely. So,
Well, there you have it.
finally we'll get some snow. We've only had a little bit here in central Indiana so far in the last this winter. George Lopez is our guest, comedian George Lopez from Los Angeles, California. George has been a friend of ours for many years.
I couldn't have picked a better week to be here.
Well, you were supposed to be here a couple of weeks ago, and it was 50. See? You made the mistake.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's cold.
George,
So I'm downtown, and the last 2 nights have been practically sold out, so it's very, it's nice for me to come.
even when it's cold.
Even when it's cold, people still go out.
Sure they do.
The power of alcohol, truly, testimony to that. But I'm with Hank McGill and Jim Klein, probably 2 of the whitest guys that I've ever seen in my life.
Very white.
I haven't been to Martinsville yet, but practically the whitest.
Now, George, since we last saw George Lopez a few years ago, George, you have gotten married.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about your...
I did it to stay in the country.
Tell us about your wife.
My wife, we met at a comedy club, actually. She was involved in casting a film that turned out to be Taking Care of Business with Charles Grodin and Belushi. And the Belushi part was originally written for a Latino, which was going to be me, but they decided not to go the Latino
I actually saw that movie. That's where he finds the file of facts.
Yeah, it was an incredible script, and I don't think it turned out as well as the original script was. And actually, the movie was named Filofax before.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It was a great...
But you didn't get the part, but you got the casting director.
You got the gal.
Yeah, I got the casting couch.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the part, they changed the part, and which happens all the time. I mean,
But still, when you get the casting director and you don't get even a small part.
I didn't even get a small part.
You didn't get in the movie at all?
I didn't get it out at
even
all.
though you're married the casting director?
Not a bit. Not a bit.
Not even you walk by Belushi and go, hey, aren't you the guy from Saturday Night Live?
There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of roles. Television, we talked about that. Television is very hard for me to break into television because there's not, I don't want to appear on Cops. So it's a hard run for me. I mean, you look at 90210 last year added a character who was Latino, and within the first 4 episodes, got someone pregnant. No wonder it's hard for me to even go shopping. You go to like LS Airs, can I help you? Well, I'm just browsing. Well, try not to inseminate anyone while you're here.
They often tell me that.
Appreciate that, Chris. Apparently, I went to the store and I couldn't get any help. It's unfortunate. Apparently, there's a fine line between browsing and casing the joint.
It must be.
It's tough for me.
So now let's get back to your wife. She's a casting agent.
Yes.
Now, she is originally from the Florida area. I understand that she is of Cuban origin.
She's Cuban.
Now, was she born in Cuba, or was she just was she born in Miami?
She was the first one to be born in the United States in her family. So her parents fled Cuba with $15, and they moved to Connecticut. And her parents were doctors, which we have a lot of things in common because her parents were doctors and my parents never went to doctors. So, I got my grandmother now. I go, what? Your hip is bad. Why don't you go to the doctor? Oh, they might find something wrong with me. So now she's prescribed a warm 7-Up for herself.
She'll be all right
Between
now.
that and going to the backyard and pulling plants out. I mean, it's just horrible. I was telling Bob, I'm taking care of my grandmother, which is it's just becoming...
Well, she raised you, right?
She raised me, and now I'm raising her. And it's just become a little... I love my grandmother to death, but it's just become a little bit too, Every time I call, $200. Oh, the screen door in the kitchen's broken. Cha-ching! Alrighty. Ever since they canceled Arsenio, I noticed that the checks aren't as big as they used to be. I love you too, Grandma. It's amazing.
Do you ever speak Spanish to your wife?
We speak in Spanish, actually.
All the time?
Not all the time. I mean,
Only when you're
occasionally
angry.
we're bilingual. Yeah, of course, bilingual, bicultural, and by ourselves a lot of the time. Because we actually are very aware in the culture, very rooted in it. That's one thing. Finally, I found somebody who actually thinks like like me, because I'm trying to be very positive for Latinos. Because I mean, Paul Rodriguez didn't do it. I mean, so everything I do, I want to make sure that it's kind of positive. So he and I, like we talked about getting a show together, and he and I, it's actually become very competitive between he and I, and you know, I didn't appreciate him leaving the bloody glove near my house. You know, and I may release the 911 tapes of when we dated. I'm not sure yet. I'm still but yeah, I'm actually I'm very happy, and I've lost. You know, usually when you get married, you gain weight. I've lost 30 pounds.
You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look good.
And it was very easy. I mean, once my sponsors stopped sending me the checks, they love you when you're a kid. You know that?
Only one tortilla tonight.
They love you. Sally's Brothers won't return my call. They love you when you're a kid. They put you out there with your case history, 65 cents a day, my ass.
George Lopez is
Little
our guest.
George Lopez.
Little
Look
George.
At the big brown sad eyes.
Thank you for the 65 cents
Thank
a
you,
day.
Christian Children's Fund.
It did a lot of good. No, this interests me though that you would speak Spanish. I mean, like if you call her on the phone, do you start speaking in Spanish, or do you sort of, is it just one of those? You know, is it something?
Well,
to
since
think
the
about?
passage of Prop 187, we've curtailed that quite a bit.
Only in private. Then.
Yes, I'd like to speak to my wife, please. Yeah.
And do you ever think of jokes in Spanish?
I tried to work in Spanish, and it's difficult because it's actually backwards. I mean, the language is a little backwards. So I opened for some Latino performers, Roberto Carlos, and it was just too difficult to. I have a hard enough time being funny in English, man. To worry about being funny in Spanish.
Oh, no, you're very funny. I was wondering, can you take, let's say you have a routine that you do in English, can you like rethink it and go, wait a second, okay, is this going to work?
No, it's opposite, because in Spanish the punchline comes first.
That's right. That's true.
So,
That's true.
I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah. They thought I was entering the country. Have you ever gone surfing? It doesn't.
Do it as Karnak, I guess.
Yeah, you do. You say like a Carmex. See, but her and I mean, we haven't had any children. We want to wait a little while. I want to see what because I just got a development deal with Disney, so the money's better. I've actually bought a new car for the first time in 10 years.
You got rid of the Scirocco, huh?
I got rid of the Scirocco died on me on the 5 freeway, and it's nice that the warmth that you get in California. Buy American. Meanwhile, I'm pushing it over to the side. So I bought a Mercedes 300E, which
oh my,
yeah, it's a 90, which is very nice, but the knocking that. Continuously, every time I'm parked at a light, people knock on my window. You got an extra joint you want to sell?
The engine's
Try being
like
engine hums. Look, man, I need it, man. Come on, just a quick fix, Daddy. I'm telling you, you can't be Latino and be affluent, man. It's just the things are not set up for that. I went to the restaurant last night at Fridays, and she says, Corona. She didn't even say anything to me. I go, yeah, do you have a sombrero I can wear while I drink it? Why don't you bring out a burro? This is happy hour. Make me happy.
Now, I have a question for you, George. Is Corona considered to be a hip beer among Latinos in Los Angeles?
No.
What is I
drink Foster's.
Foster's
from Australia.
Everybody's confused. I mean,
is there a hip Mexican beer?
It's called Pacifico.
Is that available all over the country or just out there?
It's actually more available. Yeah,
I don't think I've never seen it out here.
Pacifico is an incredible beer. Although when you go to Mexico, there's no alcohol beverage control. It's like 98% alcohol. There's no USDA. My ass. You clear the flies. You serve the steak.
That's
there's no. You kill a chicken by throwing a brick at it. You don't go to Kroger and pick it out. It doesn't come wrapped in
your
plastic.
steak's fresh when it has a tail on it,
and it's still moving around in a circle,
swatting the flies.
There you go. You wanted the Salisbury? No, but we don't do all that. We don't eat. The Corona's not a hip beer. I mean, it's just a fluke that it became so popular, and and then there was the whole thing with the urine in it, which is just that's why people they put the lime in it. They won't know.
That's of course false. But I'm just curious if there is is there like a hip Latino community and a community of Americans that are of Hispanic origin of one form or another in Los Angeles? Is there like a like a hip beer from from Mexico, or you say the Pacifica is the
Pacifico
one.
or
Pacifico.
Dos Equis.
Yeah, I like Dos Equis.
Dos Equis is good, but that's a hilarious joke. See, the joke is that they call it Dos Equis because we needed a cosigner.
That's true.
Isn't that hilarious?
George Lopez is our guest. George is someone you'll be seeing on TV, I'm sure, in the next few years, a lot more. George has been in a couple of movies and stuff, and he's been a friend of ours for many years. We took George to a Colts game. God, it was like 9 years ago when we first met.
You were very nice to me the first weekend that I was in town. I mean, you
just started as a comedian, and
that was the year the Colts lost, wasn't it?
That was the year.
Nothing's changed, George.
Oh, I know. That was the year you'd call up the Colts and go, "What time's the game start?" Well, when can you get here?
They've gotten.
And if you hurry, you can play.
George Lopez is downtown at the Comedy Connection, and we're going to take a break and
we'll come
take
back
care
with
of some business,
news and sports and other things on the Bob and Tom Show.
If you've been thinking about buying a new or used car, there's no better place than Tom O'Brien Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle. Hi, I'm Kevin O'Brien. Chrysler Corporation is the hottest car company in America, building fantastic cars such as the Plymouth Voyager minivan, Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4, LeBaron convertible, Jeep Cherokee, and Chrysler's newest sedans, the New Yorker LHS, Concord Vision, Cirrus, and Plymouth Neon. Tom O'Brien Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle. Best selection, best service, and lowest prices in town with discounts up to $5,000. Get your best deal today through Saturday at Tom O'Brien Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle, 51st and Keystone.